What's going on, guys? Mecha Ish here, and I got from WWE Defining Moments, Great American Bash, Sting. Let's do it.
Step out of your world and step.
Welcome back to another action figure video review, and I got from WWE Defining Moments, Great American Bash, Sting. Now this is so cool. I was a big fan of Sting growing up. Even though I grew up a WWE guy, I've been following pro wrestling since I was 4 years old, well, as far back as I can remember. And I remember catching WCW every now and then, and I was in love with Sting. He was just so cool, so iconic. And you see here we got Sting, and you have that championship belt theme box going on here with the Defining Moment line. And this is just so cool. Let's take a closer look at the box. We can see up there we have Sting going on down, a great window view of the action figure in that red, white, and blue getup. That looks fantastic. And you have the front plate that says WWE Defining Moments. Turn it to the side, you get WWE. Great image of how Sting looked back in the day. This is supposed to be 1990, I believe. And then you have the side plate, and it's the same thing on the other side. Now in the back, I love this red, white, and blue Great American Bash thing they got going on. That is a very nice touch. And then we have a little story for you guys, a little background as to why Mattel and WWE decided to put out this version of Sting. The ongoing rivalry between Sting and Ric Flair reached its climax in 1990 when the two faced off at the Great American Bash. This was Sting's first time back in the ring in months after a career-threatening knee injury. Sting entered the ring, face painted in red, white, and blue, donning a blue and silver robe. He was a man on a mission, set to take the crown. Once in the ring, Sting's troubled knee was a non-factor. He was quick on his feet, hitting a dropkick and bounding from ropes effortlessly. During an unsteady moment, Flair pounced. Sting wouldn't go down, recovering swiftly each time Flair attacked. In the end, Sting was able to take control by pinning Flair with a surprise roll-up. A new champion had emerged. Sting won the WCW title for the first time. So that is so cool, and you can definitely check that out on the WWE Network. Let's stop talking about it, and let's take Sting out of the box, and let's see what he's all about. All right, here is the man they call Sting outside of his packaging, and he looks great. I cannot put his arms any lower because of that awesome-looking jacket that he's rocking right now. There's very little flexibility and very little leeway in that jacket, but it looks great. You can see the tassels, the red, white, and blue color scheme with the little silver here and there, and this is a great look, iconic for Sting back in the WCW days. And I'm so happy he retired and finally went to the WWE. Okay, so this Sting action figure, like the rest of the Mattel line, is all in the 7-inch scale, and he is a little bit under 7 inches in height. But take a look at that head sculpt, man. That looks great. I mean, his teeth, though, his teeth look a little funny. You know, the sculpt work on the teeth just look like he's some type of vampire, but but other than that, I'm digging the flesh tone. I love the paint application of that Sting American flag going across his face. That is sick. And look at the hair. You got, you know, Surfer Sting with his flat top, and of course he's rocking that baby ponytail in the back like he used to wear back in the day. I love that they added that. And you can see it looks like a Brillo pad up top, but it is nicely sculpted, very bleach blonde. And we have this awesome looking jacket. I mean, that's one of the things, besides me being into the more muscular bodybuilders like the Ultimate Warrior, like Sting. You know, growing up, I was a big fan of all the flamboyant characters as well. And the ones that really had that charisma like Sting. And, you know, all the different colors that he would come out with, all the different jackets. Look at this, American flag theme going across his jacket here. And you can see the silver going down, all the little squiggly lines, all red, white, and blue, or red, silver, and blue. The silver, even though I wish this star was a little outlined, it's probably accurate to how he wore it. So, you know, because it was outlined, it's just a silver paint, and it's hard to tell the star unless you outline it in the black. But it's probably accurate to the way he looked back in the day. But I do love the silver outlining and then the white inside. Mattel is doing a great job with their attention to detail and recreating the images from the past, such as this 1990 Great American Bash Sting. And the tassels are unpainted, but you know, they're red. You know they're tassels. It's doing the job, right? And you can see here, I can't bend those arms down at all. We're going to get into articulation in a bit, but there's no articulation with the jacket on, at least for the arms. So there's that. Now in the back we have red, and they get the silver lining, and then the white paint. Everything is so clean. And you have here nice silver like fireworks shooting out of the stars. So that is a great touch. Now let me take this vest off. You see how easily it comes apart. You can see all his musculature. But let's take the, like I said, this jacket is not very flexible. So you really gotta kind of force it out. So I'm gonna put my fingers on and just slide it off. It's almost like they don't want you to take the jacket off. So just be careful. I mean, it is a very, very strong plastic, not very flexible, but I know Sting is very grateful because he can finally breathe. But let's take a look at that body mold. You know, they reuse a lot of the body molds in this Mattel line, but it looks great on Sting. You have the hypermuscular, you know, body type here. You got his arms, which are nicely sculpted. You have the white wristband there. Look, you can see his ab muscles, the serratus muscles to the side, and his back is beautifully sculpted as well. So great job. Look at the side of the arms. You got the vein going down the biceps. So for these Mattel wrestling figures, they do a great job, you know, with their standard male body molds. And, you know, they know when to pick the big types and they know when to pick the muscular types. In this case, Sting was very muscular, and he should definitely have this body. This fits him very well. And then going on down to the pants, he's rocking the blue tights. And I love how he has his scorpion. Sting has a thing for scorpions, therefore Sting, you know, scorpion death drop, scorpion deathlock. But here we got a red and white, and then the blue is with his pants, color scheme with the scorpion. So you know, these are the things I love. I still love to this day all the multitude of costumes and all the variations that these wrestlers come out with. And it just makes for more action figures for us to collect, right? We're such suckers. But that's pretty much it. And then you got the white boots and the black underneath the boots. But that's pretty much it with the sculpt and the paint application. Let's talk about his articulation. So again, thankfully I took off the jacket, so now he has more range of motion than he did prior. Now his head can rotate 360 degrees. We got a little bit of movement up, and he can look down, so that's great. And then we have this ab crunch, which is fantastic, and you can see that the abs are sculpted throughout. So all he has to do is stretch, and you can see more of his musculature there. So great flex, and then you see the crunch there in the back, great arch. And then we have a waist swivel, and we have a hip joint, which he's very flexible there. Look at that hip joint, is great. It can go up, do a standard kick, and to the side, so that is fantastic. And then you have the upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, which is great as usual. And we have a boot cut with an ankle hinge. Now these WWE Mattel figures, the hinge is just weird. I mean, it's a very strong hinge, but sometimes I feel like I'm gonna just totally rip the plastic. But yeah, you can see the hinge works nicely on this one, and there's a maybe just a little bit of ankle pivot, not much. Going to the shoulders, we have a rotation at the shoulders, and you can see there's a hinge right at the armpit. So let's raise them up. There you go. So very tight joints, which is great. And we have rotation there at the bicep swivel. We have a single jointed elbow, and then we have rotation at the wrist and a hinge at the wrist. So this is packed with articulation. You know, these wrestling figures, you want to make them interact with each other. You want them to fight with each other. So it's great that you're able to get them in a variety of poses, you know, for when they're slamming or about to be slammed. Now check this out. I got Sting doing his signature gorilla press slam on Seth Rollins, who was the last man he faced in the WWE ring. Unfortunately, Sting got injured and he had since retired from pro wrestling. But he's getting a little payback here in my action figure display for you guys. But you can see these Elite figures, they're highly articulated. I ran down the articulation. But just remember, for those of you that don't know, you're looking to get into these WWE figures, you can tell by ab crunches. If they have an ab crunch, then you know they're an Elite. If they don't have any ab crunch, then they're basic. Thankfully, Sting's jacket is so much easier to put back on than it was to take off. And as you can see there, the clasp just pressed right back into place, and he is rocking that beautiful Great American Bash jacket once again. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and checking out my video review on Sting from the WWE Defining Moments Elite Collection series. So happy to have this in my collection. I know my son is very happy to have his own Sting in his collection as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you did. Check out my channel for past reviews that I've done. And keep an eye out, guys. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss out, so make sure you subscribe, because I got a lot more WWE Elite figure reviews coming your way and a bunch of other fun stuff. But guys, like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.